Most people think being too nice is a good thing. After all, kindness is what makes the world go round, right? But here's a shocking fact: studies show that people who are overly nice are at a higher risk of feeling drained, unappreciated, and even taken advantage of. In fact, research from the American Psychological Association found that people pleasers are more likely to experience anxiety, stress, and even depression. So, what's going on? If you're always the one giving, saying yes, and putting others first, you might feel like you're doing the right thing. But you're probably doing more harm than good, both to yourself and your relationships. This video will show you why being too nice might actually be a hidden problem, and how it can affect your happiness, health, and emotional well-being. In the next chapters, we'll uncover why overgiving can lead to burnout, how people-pleasing isn't the same as love, and why your own needs matter just as much as anyone else's. You'll learn simple, effective strategies to stop being a doormat, set healthier boundaries, and build deeper, more authentic connections. Stick around, and let's dive into the surprising truth about being too nice. Chapter 1: The Toxicity of Overgiving. Why nice can become dangerous. Being too nice may seem like a positive trait, but it can actually backfire in relationships. When you're overly accommodating, you risk becoming emotionally drained. According to research by Dr. Emily Nagoski, author of Come As You Are, constantly putting others' needs ahead of your own can trigger feelings of resentment. You might feel like you're not being appreciated, even though you're giving your all. The truth is, overgiving can lead to emotional burnout, making it harder to feel happy in the long run. When you're too nice, you might avoid conflict to keep the peace. But in doing so, you suppress your true feelings, which can create a dangerous pattern of passive-aggressive behavior. This avoidance of conflict is a major red flag. Studies from the University of California show that people who avoid conflict to stay nice are often more stressed and experience lower relationship satisfaction. It's not just about saying yes to everything. Being too nice might mean that you ignore your own needs to please others. This behavior can set the stage for resentment, which builds up over time. You end up giving more than you're capable of, and eventually, the relationship feels imbalanced. Strategy: the first step to breaking this cycle is to recognize when you're overextending yourself. Start by paying attention to how you feel after helping others. If you feel exhausted, it might be time to set healthier boundaries. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Chapter 2: People-pleasing versus true love. Are you sacrificing yourself? People-pleasing is often mistaken for kindness, but they're not the same. When you please others constantly, you're not really engaging in authentic love, you're engaging in self-sacrifice. In The Dance of Intimacy, Dr. Harriet Lerner points out that sacrificing yourself to make someone else happy is not a sign of love. True love is about balance and mutual respect. A study published in Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin reveals that people who are high in people-pleasing traits tend to have lower self-esteem and are less satisfied in their relationships. This happens because they are too focused on what others want, leaving their own needs unmet. In relationships, love should be reciprocal. If you're always trying to make the other person happy at your expense, you risk feeling unfulfilled. Dr. John Gottman, a leading relationship expert, argues that relationships thrive on emotional generosity, but not at the expense of self-respect. When one person constantly gives without receiving, the relationship becomes lopsided, and feelings of neglect can take root. Strategy: the key here is self-awareness. Make a habit of asking yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because I feel I have to? Learning to identify when you're acting out of obligation, rather than genuine care, can help you create more balanced and fulfilling relationships. Chapter 3: The Silent Trap of Self-Sacrifice. When your needs get lost, one of the hidden dangers of being too nice is losing touch with your own needs. In relationships, it's easy to get caught up in fulfilling someone else's desires while neglecting your own. This pattern often leads to feelings of emptiness or frustration, even if you're in a seemingly happy relationship. In The Gifts of Imperfection, Dr. Brené Brown emphasizes the importance of vulnerability and self-compassion. She suggests that when you neglect your own needs, you're not being authentic, and that can damage your sense of self-worth. Healthy relationships are built on mutual care and consideration, not one-sided sacrifice. A fascinating study by the American Psychological Association found that people who neglect their own needs for the sake of others are more likely to experience chronic stress and anxiety. When you're constantly giving, your emotional needs remain unaddressed, and over time, this leads to dissatisfaction and burnout. The problem isn't just emotional, it's also physical. Studies have shown that high levels of stress from self-sacrifice can lead to physical health issues, like high blood pressure and weakened immune systems. This makes the case that being too nice is harmful not only to your happiness but to your overall health as well. Strategy: learn to express your needs openly. Being nice doesn't mean being a martyr. Practice saying no when necessary and don't feel guilty about it. Communication is key in any relationship. If you're not honest about what you need, the relationship dynamic will remain unbalanced. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're finding these insights helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss more tips and strategies on building healthier, happier relationships. Chapter 4: Setting Boundaries, Not Walls. How nice turns into conflict. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to protect yourself from becoming too nice. But many people avoid setting boundaries because they fear conflict or rejection. According to Dr. Henry Cloud, author of Boundaries, without clear boundaries, relationships can easily turn toxic. Boundaries aren't walls, they're the guidelines that allow both partners to feel respected and heard. In fact, a 2019 study from the Journal of Family Psychology found that couples with clear boundaries report higher levels of satisfaction and emotional well-being. This shows how healthy boundaries can prevent misunderstandings and reduce conflict. When you're constantly giving and not asking for anything in return, you're unknowingly inviting resentment and frustration into the relationship. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that saying yes to everything makes you a good partner. But what happens when you say yes too often? Over time, your needs get buried, and your emotions are ignored. Dr. John Gottman, a renowned relationship expert, explains that emotional disconnect often starts when one partner feels their needs aren't being respected. Strategy: start small. Practice saying no when it feels right, and don't apologize for it. Communicate your needs calmly and confidently. Setting boundaries isn't about being rude or distant, it's about ensuring that both partners feel valued. Healthy boundaries create a strong foundation for mutual respect and trust. Chapter 5: Confidence over Courtesy. How to stop being a doormat. When you're constantly trying to please others, you can easily slip into the role of a doormat. You give, but where do you stand? You may even think that being nice and courteous is the key to a successful relationship. But according to the Assertiveness Workbook by Randy J. Patterson, constantly putting others first leaves you feeling invisible. Your needs should matter too. A shocking statistic from the American Psychological Association reveals that people who consistently put others before themselves are more prone to feelings of helplessness and anxiety. They become stuck in a cycle of people-pleasing, never fully able to express their own desires or set expectations. This undermines both your self-worth and your happiness. Being too nice can also lead to being taken advantage of. The more you allow others to take advantage of your kindness, the less likely they are to reciprocate. Dr. Harriet Lerner, in The Dance of Anger, explains that people who avoid conflict and always say yes often end up feeling angry and resentful. It's not about being mean, it's about respecting your own time and energy. Strategy: to break free from being a doormat, practice assertiveness. Start by identifying what you truly want and need from the relationship. Then, communicate those needs clearly. Remember, confidence doesn't mean being aggressive, it means standing up for yourself while respecting others. Chapter 6: From nice to real, the secret to building strong, authentic connections. The secret to building deep, lasting relationships is authenticity. When you're constantly trying to be nice, you're often hiding parts of yourself. This can lead to shallow connections, where neither partner truly understands the other. Dr. Brené Brown, in her book Daring Greatly, teaches that vulnerability is the key to real connection. If you hide behind niceness, you're missing out on the emotional depth that makes relationships meaningful. A study published in Psychological Science found that people who embrace their true selves, flaws and all, are more likely to experience happiness and satisfaction in relationships. Authenticity creates trust, and trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. When you're being too nice, you often compromise your authenticity, which creates a barrier to true intimacy. The problem with nice relationships is that they often lack depth. You might go along with what your partner wants, even when it doesn't match your desires. This creates a sense of disconnect, which over time can cause the relationship to feel unfulfilling. True connection comes from being open, honest, and vulnerable. Strategy: embrace your authentic self. Let go of the need to always please others, and start sharing your true feelings, dreams, and concerns. Real connection is about being seen and understood, not just being liked. When you embrace your true self, you invite the same honesty and vulnerability from your partner. And don't forget to subscribe. If these insights are helping you, make sure you subscribe for more. Let's continue this journey toward healthier relationships together.